As he left his hotel heading out of New York, North Korea's Foreign Minister Ri Yong-ho addressed reporters.
Last weekend, Trump claimed that our leadership wouldn't be around much longer, and hence at last he declared a war on our country. Given the fact that this comes from someone who is currently holding the seat of the United States presidency, this is clearly a declaration of war.
His latest comments go further than his address to the UN General Assembly just 2 days earlier, and he was clearly responding to President Trump's tweet after that speech, in which he referred to little rocket men and warned they may not be around much longer. But the White House dismissed his suggestion it was a declaration of war.
We've not declared war on North Korea, and frankly, the suggestion of that is absurd.
Ri also referred to a U.S. show of force which took place just before he spoke on Saturday. U.S. fighter jets and B-1 bombers flying close to North Korea's eastern coast, but still over international waters.
Since the U.S. declared war on our country, we will have every right to make countermeasures, including the right to shoot down the United States strategic bombers, even when they're not yet inside the airspace of our country.
It's never appropriate for a country to shoot down another country's aircraft when it's over international waters. Our goal is still the same. We continue to seek the peaceful denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
In a briefing to South Korea's Parliamentary Intelligence Committee, the National Intelligence Service said North Korea did not take any countermeasures in response to that flight of U.S. bombers, but has since moved planes and beefed up defenses along the east coast. It said the U.S. military disclosed the flight path because the North Koreans apparently didn't detect the aircraft. And what is the use of a show of force if the target doesn't realize it's happening?
South Korea is putting a strong emphasis on a peaceful solution.
There cannot be another outbreak of war on the Korean Peninsula. The consequences would be devastating not just for the Korean Peninsula, but for Northeast Asia and indeed the whole international community.
South Korean intelligence reports that soldiers on the opposite side of the border have been ordered to report to higher commands before taking any action, suggesting that despite its tough talk, North Korea would also prefer to avoid confrontation. Kathy Novak, Al Jazeera, Seoul.